Hello and welcome to Tash Life. I'm Tash and today we are doing a playing with Newish makeup. Well, this is new, but everything else I have used. So it's not first impression, but I haven't used them a lot and they're all pretty new to me and new on the market. So we're just going to have a play. Yeah, so if you want to see how I got this look, just keep watching and we'll get into the video. Okay, yeah, so we're doing a new-ish makeup try on. I haven't used this before, I've only swatched it, but everything else I've used once or twice. Start with primer. Now this McoBeauty Miracle Flawless Setting Spray, this can also be used as a primer. I haven't tried it as a primer yet, but I'm going to use this one today as a primer. I've only used this once or twice, the McoBeauty Grip Primer. So I haven't tried any of the e.l.f. or Mud ones, so this is new. That's one pump. Is that enough? Maybe. It seems to dry really quick. This one, like, you know, you got to get it on real quick. Okay. Now, I feel like, I think She Glam also does one of these, but I feel like this doesn't seem as sticky as what I imagined it would, judging by, you know, things I've seen on Instagram and that. I mean, you can see it has a little bit of stick, but I don't know. I imagined it to be stickier. So what I like to do while that is sort of soaking in a bit is I like to do my brows. And I do have this one. Okay, so this is the McoBeauty Extend Brows Shape and Sculpt Pencil in light medium. It's just a spoolie on the end and then the pencil. I did have this one that I used in the last video, I think. I've run out of the pencil already. It's gone, but I still have the gel stuff. I'm not the biggest favourite of the gel or the actual brush, but maybe as it dries out it might be a bit better. So, brows. My brows. Just brush it down like this. Not that there's much there, but brush it down. It's a bit waxy, and maybe it's a little bit light. So I'm scared to get the darker one in case it's too dark, but maybe next time I'll get the darker one and see if I don't need as much. Because I feel like I need to kind of build this one up a little bit. See, I have see that little spot there? It's a mosquito bite. It's been there for like over a week and it's still there. And sometimes it's still itchy. And I don't know why. I find one of my brows takes the colour better than the other one. So they always seem to look uneven. So I don't know if you can see, there's a tiny little scar here. I actually had a mole there and it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And when I was like cleaning my face and things like that, my nail would scratch it off and it would like scratch the top of it and it would bleed all the time. So I went to the doctor about it because I thought, well, I mean, it's always been there, but it just kept getting bigger. And he said it's not dangerous or anything, but it's just going to keep getting bigger and be in the way. So let's just get rid of it. So I did. And I was a bit worried about it because, like I said, it's always been there. It was like part of my face. And I wasn't sure if I was going to end up with a scar in my brow, which I do. I do have a scar in my brow. I feel like it doesn't take the colour as well. It's all sort of gluey and, I mean, maybe it has fibres in it, but it's very wet. And because this little tiny thing is so little, I tend to get it on my skin and it's a little bit gloopy. See, I can't get the extra bit off the end of it. Must be because of the fibres. So you can see how gloopy that is. Oh, see, look at the mess. Look at it. And now they're all gluey. It doesn't seem to matter how lightly I do it. Look at that. It just makes a mess on my eyebrows. It does sort of like laminate them down though. But yeah, look at the mess. I don't know if that one's for me. Maybe it has to dry out a bit. I don't know. Because I didn't like the NYX, what's that called? The NYX one to begin with either, but I feel like it's dried out a little bit. Look at this eyebrow. It's like literally is like it's got glue in it. I don't like that. I just don't. I feel like I need to start over my brows. Because they're all like, I just don't like this stuff. It just makes a total mess out of everything. And look, now I've got all these little balls, little glue balls in my eyebrows. It's horrible. That might go in the empties. Get decluttered or something because I don't know about that. Right, now for foundation, I don't really have any new foundations, but I thought what I would do is I would put the McoBeauty Flawless Glow on one side. This is in the shade Light Medium, 3.5. And then I would put the OXX Cosmetics Sparkling Rose Luminous Skin Tint on the other side. I think this is in the shade Medium. I think it's Medium. The writing is that white stuff. I can't read it. So I like this. I don't know if I like this. So I thought I would do one on each side just for the, for the sake of science and to see how closely they actually are. You can see to start with the colour is different, but this one's got no coverage. So we'll put this one on this side. Now, I bought this sponge back. This is my old one. This is my new one. This feels like it's hollow. There's just no guts in it. I don't know why they changed it. So it's been cleaned. It's been wet again. I'm going to give this a go. I'll use one side for this one and the other side for this one. And if it's no good, I'll just take over with this one. So let's start blending. A lot of talking going on today, isn't there? So, I mean, it's got a glow for sure. This is the OXX Cosmetics one. Not much coverage. Now for the McoBeauty. So I'm just turning it around using the clean side so we don't skew our results. What do we think? This one's definitely darker. Yeah, I think this side's darker. I guess there's not really much difference between them. I guess maybe it's just because it's the wrong shade. It seems a lot more metallic. I don't know. What do we think? Anyway, for the sake of science, we have done that. Maybe it's the shade that I like better. Maybe there's not really much coverage on either of them, really, is there? Now, I don't have a new concealer, so I'm just going to put this BYS concealer on. I'll just do it off camera. So I think the thing that annoys me the most is that this one, the McoBeauty, says that it's blurring. And they both really enhance texture, in my opinion. There's no blurring involved. I'm not sure how you can have blurring and luminosity at the same time. Okay, so for powder, we've got the McoBeauty Loose Powder Cool and Set, and this is in the shade Rose Pink. I've used this a couple of times and I really like it. I would probably repurchase this. I feel that it just feels so good, and it's undetectable, but it blurs. But it's just so light, but it does something. So it's got a little cap thing on it, and then this is like a soft mesh, so you don't end up with like too much product. So I'm going to first go in with this little one here, just to go on my eyes. And it is cooling. It does have a little bit of a cooling sensation. So it's not particularly brightening, which is what makes it undetectable. I find that a lot of the pink and like that purple powder that I've got, they're too brightening on me. It doesn't look natural. Whereas this, you can't see the colour. There's no colour. It just does what it's there to do. I mean, you don't need much. And even if you put too much on, it doesn't like seem to cake up on you. So I like this. Try and get rid of some of that texture. All right, I'll leave it there for now. I feel very textured. Like, you know, I can see all my pores, my wrinkles. And that's these things. I have got a new bronzer. We've got the Revlon Skin Lights in the shade Cannes Tan. So I already had the other shade, which is Havana Gleam, and I'll swatch them for you just so that we can see what the difference is. So that is Havana, no, that's Cannes Tan. I don't know why I have so much trouble saying that. And this is Havana Gleam. Or you can tell on my fingers. The tones are totally different. There we go. So this is nice, but in summertime, or even now, we're in spring, it doesn't show up on me. You just can't tell it's there. So the Cannes Tan one is a lot more pinker, sort of a pinker, redder shade, and it's darker, deeper, like it's more pigmented. So we will put the Cannes Tan on, and you don't need much. So you can see this one, it does a little bit of shaping, but it's still undetectable, right? So you can imagine how light the other one is on me, right? You just can't see it. It's just not there. It's only a summer bronzer, a winter bronzer for me. For blush, we've got the Kind Collective Cloud Skin Blush Powder in Sunset Vibes. I think Priceline's having a sale at the moment, and a heap of this stuff is on special. But this is it. So I'll start with, shall I swatch it? So that's the 3. There we go. So this is the matte. This is the middle part where it's glowy. And this is the highlighter part. So that's nice. And they do have 2 other shades. I'll tell you what, I was eyeing them. So I'll start with the matte, and then we'll go into the glowy. And you don't need much. I have used this once, I think, maybe twice. Okay. Now we're going to the glowy part in the middle. We'll just top it a little bit. Skin looks very textured. I think you'd have to use like a hydrating or blurring primer under those, or use them as the primer, because even with this powder, so look at all this, pores, wrinkles, it's all out there, even with the powder. I mean, I didn't do a lot down there, but it's now for highlighter. We've got choice. I've got these three, which maybe I won't do them because I'm pretty sure they're discontinued. Well, they're discontinued at Kmart. So you might be able to get the BYS ones still on the website, but we'll just go with this one because we know that's available. So got this. It's actually a blush brush, but it's a long floppy one, and I just very lightly. Okay, right, that's nice. Now, here, I'm just going to use some of this pink powder just around the edges of the blush to sort of, like a finishing powder, just like a finishing powder. So I'm using the big brush, tap it off a lot, so not too much on there. And I'm just going to work that into the brush a bit so that it's not all on there. Right, go up to the eyeshadow primer. I will put primer on. I'll just do it off camera. We've got the Party Proof eye primer from Colourpop in translucent. This is just in my Shop My Stash. So is the concealer. And we have the Queen Bee eyeshadow palette from BYS. This is the new one that they've just released not very long ago. And I'll show you some swatches while I'll just tell you a little bit about it. So there is 12 shades in a tin palette with a pretty good quality mirror. There are 5 mattes and 7 shimmers. One of the shimmers is a cream formula. And yeah, that's that. Now I have eye primer on my eyes and blush on my shirt. Let's see. Let's just do a nice basic look today. So I will start off with this sort of dark shade here in the outer corner. I did notice when I was swatching these that the shimmers are very, very nice and twinkly and pigmented. They've got like that twinkly glitter through them that is popular at the moment. It is a nicer formula, I feel, than some of their other palettes. But it's hard to tell till you use it. But, you know, wouldn't be surprising that they're trying to step up. And I'm just going to put this along the bottom as well. So I'm just pretty much holding this upright and looking up to make sure it's going right up against my lashes and not down too low. Okay, now let's see. Blending brush. My eyes are different, and sometimes it's hard to see whether they're even because one's more hooded than the other, and they're just different shapes. I don't know. So now I'm going to go in with this one, and I'm going to put that through the crease and sort of blend this brown out a little bit. It's quite a rosy, it doesn't look like it, see there, but it's actually quite a rosy sort of a brown. And I've just realised that maybe if I'd gone over these with the other sponge, this is the problem I had before. I feel like this one is not dense enough to sort of push it into your skin properly, whereas this one is. And I should have gone over it because I find it does make a difference as to how luminous and how much it sort of sits on your skin instead of being one with your skin. I hope that makes sense. Okay, a little bit on the bottom. Right, and I'm just brushing that off. And I'm going to use this lighter shade here just to, you know, try and blend it out a bit more. And this one is pretty much my skin tone. The swatches, it really didn't show up on my arm at all. I feel like that brown sort of has grabbed onto the eye primer and it's not blending very nicely. I mean, it's not patchy, but I don't know. It's okay. It might be better to go in after the crease shade. It might blend a little bit better. It's not bad. I just feel like it's a bit harsh on the edge, and that's just because it's not blending as nicely as I would like. And it just might be one of those shades that you have to go in after the crease shade, not before, because then it will blend a bit better. Okay, let's do some shimmers. So this one is a cream shade. It's one of those smudgy ones. Some of them are so twinkly. That's a nice. Okay, I've decided I'm going to go with this one on the lid, on the inner lid. This one called Pollen. It's a nice sort of light gold. I'm not going to worry with glitter glue. I just don't feel like it today. Wow. Wow. Okay. Now, right, I'm going to go with this one, which is this one on the outer corner. Blend it. The other one. I'm going to tap this honeycomb one here over the top. It's a very sort of twinkly, glittery, just giving it a little tap over. Let's see. For the inner corner, I'm going to use this one. But first, I'm just going to blend this top edge. Oh, I've got a little bit of fallout just here. Inner corner. And for the bottom lash line, I think I'll just go back into this one. Right, and I'm just going to use this outer corner brush, give it a good brush off. I'm just going to blend that out a little bit. And I'm just going to do that on the other side. That's that. Now I'm just going to give this a spray So I'll do a spray so you can see how it squirts. So it's pretty nice, and it's a nice spray. There's a very light fragrance. I don't even know what it is, but it's not as strong as the OXX Cosmetics one. So do that. It's sort of an aftershave-y kind of smell, actually. Sort of a watery aftershave-y smell. Yeah, maybe they're like water notes. I'm not a big perfume person, so, you know, I don't know all the words. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some eyeliner and mascara and lipstick on, and then I'll come back and show you the finished look. Okay, so I forgot. I have some new-ish kind of lipsticks. We've got these Kind Collective. These are the 3 for $10, $5 each ones. And I thought that I would wear the High Shine lipstick in the shade Goddess. This is a little bit light for me, this colour. So I have filled most of my lips in with my Project Pan lip liner, which is the Avon Glimmer Sticks lip liner in Simply Spice. So we'll see how this goes. So I'll do a little swatch for you. It's quite, I don't know, I guess it matches my blush because that's the same colour. Anyway. Okay, so now a little bit concealer lips on me. I think the last time I wore this one, did I use it with a deeper brown? And I just used this sort of like an ombre. That might be better. Anyway, this is the finished look. So on my eyes, I've got the Ulta 3 Kajal eyeliner in Cocoa. That is on the bottom lash line. In my top waterline, I've got the Glimmer Sticks, Avon Glimmer Sticks Diamonds eyeliner in Mod Gold, which is virtually black. And I have the McoBeauty Fat Lash mascara. I think I have told you what everything else is already. So this is the finished look. And I like this. I like this a lot. I'll have to play with it a bit more. I'm not sure about the tones. It's a nice neutral palette if you like neutrals. And I am starting to see the appeal more and more in neutrals, especially if they've got that little bit of sparkle. Now, in the swatches, the sparkle showed up, but on my eyes, I'm not really seeing it. Maybe the lighting isn't right for me to see it in here. I don't know. Yeah. So this is actually a lot rosier than what it looks in the pan. This is obviously a peach. This one doesn't even show up. So it's really only good for blending shade on me. And to be quite honest, even though these golds are slightly different, they are also very much the same. But I guess you can get different looks with them. Like some of them a bit more sparklier than others. But that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've picked anything up or tried any of these things or going to pick any of these up. Maybe I've helped you make the decision. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Give us a big like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.